I've imagined a world where electricity is free. Communication is instantaneous and wireless, and even the weather is under control. This is not science fiction, it is the real legacy of a man born to change everything, a man who was then fought and silenced to be forgotten. If someone asks you about Nikola Tesla, don't just answer, prepare to tell a story that goes beyond science and touches on conspiracy. The story of the inventor whom humanity fought because he simply wanted to serve them. Chapter 1: The Storm Generator and the Start of the Conflict. More than 150 years ago, the world witnessed the dawn of a new era of revolutionary inventions. The pioneer of this time was a Serbian man named Nikola Tesla, a free-spirited and innovative mind. But what is the true story that connected Tesla with Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein? What are the deepest secrets behind the concept of free energy and the charged ether experiments? In this journey, we will uncover crucial documents and events, revealing a secret chapter from the life of the most famous inventor of the 19th and 20th centuries. Get ready to hear the second story of Nikola Tesla. Tesla was born on a stormy night in Croatia in 1856. The storm was so fierce that the midwife wished him to be a child of the storm, but his mother confidently replied, "No, he will be a child of the lightning." This whisper was a prophecy of a future that would remain unfulfilled. After his mysterious recovery from cholera, his father dropped his demand that he become a priest, allowing him to enroll in engineering school. At school, Tesla displayed extraordinary abilities in solving complex mathematical problems, leading his teachers to accuse him of cheating. He could visualize solutions as mental blueprints for non-existent innovations. Despite his brilliance, Tesla withdrew from the Polytechnic and later graduated as a brilliant electrical engineer. Fate, however, led him to work for his eternal rival, Thomas Edison, at his company in Paris in 1882. Chapter 2: Betrayal and the Wireless Genesis. Edison was lucky to have Tesla, who quickly showcased his genius. Tesla's first task was to fix a technical fault in the railway lines that senior engineers had failed to solve. Tesla was promised $25,000 if he succeeded. Surprisingly, he not only discovered the fault but fixed it, yet the company reneged on its promise. Tesla immediately resigned, citing intellectual fraud. The engineering problem recurred in Edison's direct current DC generators in New York. Edison offered a $50,000 prize to anyone who could solve it. Once again, the ambitious young Tesla stepped forward and solved the problem within 6 months of continuous work 18 hours a day. When he demanded his promised reward, Edison famously told him it was just a joke. Tesla left Edison's company immediately. After leaving Edison's company, Tesla was forced to spend a full year begging and working odd jobs. However, during this harsh period, he conceived a massive discovery. Edison's method of generating DC electricity was impractical. A single generator only covered 1.5 miles. Tesla mentally sketched an alternating current AC generator capable of lighting an entire city with just 1 unit. Later, with the support of businessmen, Tesla founded a light manufacturing company in 1884. For the third time, he was subjected to fraud. His partners seized his intellectual property and patents and established another company, leaving Tesla with nothing. Nevertheless, he did not despair. Chapter 3: The War of Currents and the Stolen Victory. In 1887, Tesla met with investors, and the following year, he obtained 2 patents for alternating current, thus beginning the War of the Currents between Edison's DC and Tesla's AC. George Westinghouse, owner of the Westinghouse Company, sided with Tesla's AC, as it allowed for long-distance power transmission. This conflict lowered the prices of both their products, prompting Westinghouse to purchase all of Tesla's patents for $1 million, plus a royalty of $1 per horsepower generated by his motors. Tesla accepted, and a new era began. Edison felt his dominance ending, so he sued Tesla, claiming patent infringement, but lost easily because Tesla's inventions were original. After his defeat, Edison launched a massive media campaign to slander Tesla and steal his innovations, but Tesla gradually won the War of the Currents. In 1893, Chicago hosted the world's Columbian Exposition. Tesla illuminated the entire fair using AC, with more lights than existed in all of Chicago. He showcased electric wonders, such as lights that shone without wires and passing millions of volts through his body. It was a dazzling success that earned him the title Man of the Future. Edison could not bear this reality. On March 13, 1895, Tesla's lab burned down, destroying 10 years of work, much of which was later attributed to Edison. Tesla faced bankruptcy, but he recovered most of his inventions from his photographic memory in less than 6 months. He helped Westinghouse win a contract to generate power at Niagara Falls, leading to the construction of the world's first large-scale power plant. Chapter 4: Secret Weapons and Free Electricity. With the $100,000 he received, Tesla established his laboratory on Houston Street. There, he invented a mechanical oscillator for selective resonance, which later became a secret weapon for major powers. This invention generated uniform vibrations powerful enough to destroy the Brooklyn Bridge into minutes. Suspiciously, on the very same day and time of the 1898 experiment, an oceanic earthquake occurred in the area. Was it a coincidence or the effect of Tesla's invention? As Edison's star faded, Tesla turned his attention to studying the charged ether and harnessing lightning strikes to generate electricity. In 1899, he moved to Colorado Springs, where he built his famous laboratory and a giant electrical transformer. Tesla succeeded in generating millions of volts and experimented with wireless free electricity. He placed lights in the ground, and by storing lightning energy, he tripled the power. The result was the wireless illumination of all the city's lights, hundreds of kilometers away. Tesla announced that his system could provide electricity and wireless communication to the entire world. In 1901, he convinced J.P. Morgan to invest in building a tower on Long Island, but Morgan quickly withdrew his funding. This project would have meant annual losses of billions of dollars for energy companies, as the world's population would enjoy free electricity. Tesla did not give up. In 1905, he bought land and built the Wardenclyffe project, a transmitter that amplified the electric current to millions of volts using the internal resonance of the ionosphere. Tesla successfully tested the project, illuminating the sky for thousands of kilometers, but the funding company again halted support. And the tower that was meant to ignite the spark of free electricity was shut down. In 1908, Tesla conducted his most secret and dangerous experiment, sending a massive electrical charge through the ionosphere as an artificial lightning weapon. To avoid casualties, he conducted the operation in eastern Siberia, specifically in Tunguska. He succeeded in passing a massive energy charge that exploded, with half of the northern hemisphere witnessing the resulting light. Tesla was forced to sign an agreement to suppress the incident, and it was announced that a giant meteorite had struck Tunguska. This story was hidden for over 50 years, and Tesla was placed under international intelligence surveillance. This experiment was the official start of weather manipulation project HARP. Tesla also designed the Peace Ray, capable of destroying thousands of aircraft remotely, but he hid it because he hated war. 5 years later, the Italian Marconi received the Nobel Prize for developing the radio, based on Tesla's research in wireless communication. Tesla sued, but lost the battle, and his ideas suffered another theft. Feeling frustrated, Tesla presented an amazing demonstration of wireless remote control of a boat, but people dismissed it as a trick and even linked him to evil spirits. Later, he developed an electric engine that allowed cars to run without fuel, but the idea was met with fierce rejection due to its potential impact on diesel stations. Tesla decided to work in solitude in his private laboratory. If you think Tesla reached the end of his innovations, you haven't heard anything yet. Invisibility ships, Einstein's secret Philadelphia experiment, his story of communication with other realms, and what happened in his life before his mysterious disappearance. We now move to the phase where Tesla lived alone in his private laboratory. This is the shocking truth. The great powers managed to turn the inventions of this genius into a monster that threatens the world. In one of his secret innovations, Tesla was able to control ships and submarines remotely, up to 25 nautical miles away. Using the power of electromagnetism, he could attract and move submarines and ships via wireless signals sent through the air, controlling them as if they were children's dolls. Regrettably, The military exploited this invention and applied it directly in its conflicts. Producers exploited him in his youth and at the height of his career. The army and its deep state exploited him. He was tasked with developing a device to detect enemy ships and aircraft, which resulted in his invention of the radar and the optical scanner in the 1920s. Tesla succeeded in sending extremely dense magnetic waves, capable of bending light and radio waves around any object, making it completely invisible. In simpler terms, Tesla was able to hide objects by refracting the light falling on them, so the eye could not see them. He named this project Rainbow. But the government seized this innovation forever. His inventions were more powerful than any ancient magic, yet Tesla never truly loved war or armies, as they revel in taking lives. He always wanted to present his inventions to ordinary people, but unfortunately, they were not ready for them. He offered them free energy extracted from the air and from charged celestial particles, yet no one paid attention to his inventions. Furthermore, Tesla elevated the field of medicine to new horizons through X-rays and lasers. He made cars run without fuel and transmitted files, images, and music wirelessly from one place to another. Tesla was the first to speak about existence. The world must realize that the technology available today is not solely a product of the modern era. This is what the gullible believe. Major corporations buy every new innovation globally and keep it secret. Every few years, they unveil a new invention, which is actually an old, hidden creation. The goal is, of course, to monopolize scientific development and place it under the control of a single entity to serve their aims. Most of what you see today is technology that was invented a long time ago. This means that the deep global state or the third eye currently possesses innovations that will only be announced 5 decades or more from now, and so things go on unnoticed. While people today only seek pleasure and desire, we shall tell you a part of the future while Tesla was sitting in his office in the early 20th century. This is not divination, but rather innovations he reached secretly, which fell into the hands of hidden parties. Electric motors will replace internal combustion engines. People will be able to talk to each other over long distances using a small radio device, the mobile phone. Calculators will be carried in bags, and a unified global information system, the internet, will exist worldwide. Information and electricity will be transmitted wirelessly, and Tesla himself devised this method. Energy will be sent to remote areas of the Earth. Artificial intelligence will control and manipulate human lives. They will unleash energy waves to disrupt electricity, and through the ionosphere, they will be able to manipulate the climate and even cause disasters. At this stage of his life, Tesla's attention turned towards the secrets of the universe and mysticism. And here, his greatest discovery was born. He discovered the key to the universe. During Nikola Tesla's research in mathematics, he observed that the numerical patterns in this existence are always dual. All creatures rely on the power of the binary system, where the pattern starts from 1, then moves to 2. When we apply digital summation, summing the 1s and 10s digits to the other numbers in the binary group, we found that the basic numbers are 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. As for the numbers 3, 6, and 9, they have no place in the binary group. Since these numbers are the free numbers, what happens if we multiply them? Multiplying 3 yields 6, and multiplying 6 yields 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Thus, we remain in a closed loop alternating between the numbers 3 and 6 infinitely. Then Tesla noticed the number 9. When multiplying 9, we get 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Multiplying the result gives 36. 3 plus 6 equals 9. And multiplying that result gives 70. 7 plus 2 equals 9. And so on continuously. He discovered a secret: all multiples of 9 return to 9. This number is the strongest among them, and some secret organizations call it the number of enlightenment. Tesla placed the number 9 at the top, called the numbers 3 and 6 the free energy, and placed them at the base, and then positioned the pattern numbers around them. Thus, he drew the matrix of the universe and the supreme energy according to this model, which represents one of the most sacred emblems of global organizations since ancient times until today. Tesla reached a concept relating the universe and free energy. The number 9, which only produces itself, represents the North Pole in electromagnetic energy with a negative value, while the numbers 3 and 6, which alternate and produce 9, represent the South Pole of energy with a positive value. With this mathematical model, Tesla reached a flow of immense energy never before known to the world. The disturbing fact is that this equation is used today to influence minds, especially in music. When these codes are converted to Hertz frequencies, we get music that numbs the brain, currently called digital drugs. Also, the sum of the numbers 3, 6, and 9 is 18:9, which indicates that the ancient Egyptian pyramids were built upon the symmetry of these numbers. 6, 9, 3. They are, in fact, energy towers that existed thousands of years ago. We have merely rediscovered them. Tesla's projects for generating electricity, such as the Wardenclyffe Tower, were established using the same method as the pyramids, extracting cosmic and terrestrial energy and offering it for free to all peoples of the earth. After reaching this latent and free energy, Tesla began developing top-secret research, the technology of anti-gravity aircraft, or what common people call flying saucers, UFOs. Tesla developed types of electromagnetic engines based on vertical propulsion technology. However, this technology was secretly transferred to the Red Nazi Army. Most documents indicate that Tesla was the one who invented the flying saucers, or at least Nazi scientists relied on his research to design them. The only confirmed truth is that they exist in our world. After the discovery of the flying saucers, the British Ministry of Defense introduced a deception to manipulate the public's minds, claiming to have revealed secret files about visits by unknown flying objects from other planets to Earth to mislead people into believing these saucers were alien, thus leading many to mock their reality. This documentation came after U.S. Admiral Richard Byrd revealed the truth of what happened during World War II. The Nazis retreated to their final base in the ice wall, the South Pole. During the high jump operation, hundreds of flying saucers were seen accompanying fighter planes. Afterward, NASA was established, led by the German scientist Wernher von Braun, with the aim of discovering the other lands, whose existence Tesla was certain of, based on his equations. He believed that this Earth is a closed system from which one cannot exit. Later, Area 51 was established as a secret American base for manufacturing flying saucers and advanced weapons. The Roswell incident was merely a failed terrestrial flying saucer experiment where the government launched a campaign to convince people it was an unknown object from other planets, despite their certainty that we live within a closed system that can never be penetrated. At the height of this era, the famous German physicist Albert Einstein emerged. He caused a revolution with his general and special theories of relativity, which state that the speed of light is the maximum speed in this existence, and that time is the fourth dimension. This theory, which the world reveres today, did not fool the genius of Tesla, who deemed it illogical. Tesla objected to Einstein's relativity, stating at a New York conference in 1932, "Space cannot curve according to Einstein's words, because it was created perfectly." Years later, Tesla returned in a statement to the New York Times, saying, "Einstein's theory of relativity is merely a mass of errors that a party seeks to impose on simple minds that oppose sound logic. It is a theory that can only be proven through illusion and deception. It is a theory that can only be proven through illusion and deception." Tesla delivered his final blow to Einstein by reporting that he had reached a measurement of speed 50 times faster than the speed of light, which completely undermines Einstein's theory. In 1943, the U.S. Navy tested one of Tesla's secret projects, collaborating with Einstein to execute it. The goal was to implement the Rainbow Project to cloak ships. That year, the USS Eldridge was brought in with its full crew to be rendered invisible, and then transported elsewhere via electromagnetic waves. The idea was precisely like sending files over the internet. However, the result of the experiment was catastrophic. Accounts state that the ship suffered great damage, and the bodies of the crew merged with the ship's steel hull, with only one survivor who was forced to keep the incident completely secret. To this day, the mainstream media considers the Philadelphia experiment or Rainbow to be merely a fictional story. The shocking and strange fact is that in the same year as the experiment, Nikola Tesla disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The media announced his death from a heart attack, although those close to him confirmed that he did not die, but rather disappeared from his residence at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York in 1943, specifically from room 3. Today you've seen new evidence that the greatest secrets are those you were never allowed to know. Every time we close this chapter, thousands of questions open up about the history we thought we understood. This is the essence of our work at Mystery Hidden History, to shed light on the dark corners. If you are ready to face more truths that will shake your beliefs, support us with a like and a share, and make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. Until the next episode, where we will drop another curtain, stay vigilant, for the hidden is greater.